Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, and in this video it's just going to be a quick look at the Destiny 2 minimum and recommended specs that have now been finalised. Now I haven't done much on this game recently because I've been sat patiently waiting for the proper version to come out, that is of course the PC version. That's not to say that I haven't been taking an interest in the news about this game with the console version. I understand that there's a little bit of controversy going on regarding the amount of actual content with the game, but I'm just going to sit and wait for the PC version and judge that version on its own merit. So the minimum specs are as follows: Intel Core i3 32050 at 3.5 GHz or a Intel Pentium G4560 at 3.5 GHz. For AMD we've got an AMD FX 4350 at 4.2 GHz. For the graphics cards it's an Nvidia GeForce GTX 662GB or a GTX 1050 2GB, and for AMD it is a Radeon HD 7850 2GB and 6GB of RAM. Now the recommended specs are as follows: an Intel Core i5 2400 at 3.4 GHz or an i5 7400 at 3.5 GHz. For AMD it's the Ryzen R5 1600X at 3.6 GHz. For graphics cards it's an Nvidia GeForce GTX 970 4GB or a GTX 1060 6GB. For the AMD it is the R9 390 8GB and a minimum recommendation of 8GB of RAM for the recommended spec. So those recommended and minimum specs aren't too dissimilar, if memory serves me correctly, from the original ones, and it's fair to say that even if you have a good to fair system you will be able to play this game no problem. I played the open beta 1440p 1080 Ti and it was really smooth. Cranked it up to 4K, no problems. It was still really good frame rate. So yeah, even on a fair system you're going to get good gameplay out of this game. And finally you will need 68GB of free hard drive space, you will need Windows 7 64-bit, you will need Windows 8.1 64-bit or Windows 10 64-bit. So again, not hitting the heights of some of the games that have recently been released in terms of hard drive space. 68GB, around about what you would think for this type of game. When you look at the likes of Forza and that, you know, hitting 100GB even more, this is quite middle of the road really, and what you would expect for a game of this type. Now this handy little graphic that you can see on the screen right now has been launched, and this basically shows you around the world at what time you can expect this game to launch in your time zone on the 24th of October. Obviously because of the time zones, some of these will be released on the 25th of October. So for instance, in New York it will release at 1 PM in the afternoon, in England it will release at 6 PM in the evening. So it's nice to have a handy little map like that, so you're not looking at the Steam forums and trying to work out when it's going to come out, even though it won't be on the Steam forums because it's not on Steam, but you know what I mean. You'd check those forums to try and find out what the release unlock time is. So yeah, hugely looking forward to this game. How many videos I will do on it I'm not too sure right now. It's going to be one of those games that just gets covered by absolutely everybody, but I'm sure I'll do some playthrough videos and have a good look at the guts of this game. So as always ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.